right. Good morning, everyone. Hey, I am Ted Townsend. I am the president and CEO of your Greater Memphis Chamber, and I'm excited to welcome all of the attendees for Bridging the Gap. This is a new initiative of the Young Professionals Council, and I'm excited to be a part of this morning. I hope everyone had a great Labor Day and a great 901 day. And I can't think of a better way uh, to begin a new week than to do something like this. Back in the spring when the YPC hosted Mayor Young, he gave a call to action. And that call to action was to bridge that gap with our young citizens in the community. And the best way to do that, I believe, is through the Young Professionals Council. So a call to action is important, but responding to that call is even more important. And I want to thank Jeremy and Alton for organizing this. STS Enterprises is an incredible organization in our community, and they partner with so many others that focus on our young people. And that is the greatest resource that we have. And I think we all can remember back in our professional careers, even though some of yours is younger than others. But you can remember back when you had a mentor and you had someone pivotal in your life that helped direct, guide, give advice, and you know the value of that. And to be in a position now in your careers where you can pay that forward is really critical. And that's why I think today is so important. And I know Mayor Young is going to be extremely excited to see the embodiment of his call to action and his vision for our community starting right here today, this morning. It is truly important for us to all focus on how we can make a greater Memphis. That's what we do each and every day at the Greater Memphis Chamber. And we want to include everyone in that momentum that we're feeling in our community. It's a really unique time, I believe, to be a Memphian and what that represents. So without further ado, it is my distinct honor to introduce my friend, but also our great mayor of the city of Memphis, Paul Young. Mayor Young.
Hello, hello. Thank you for that introduction, Ted. Honor to be here with you all today. It's really rewarding to just see the energy from our conversation continuing to manifest today and getting to this point where we have this new initiative around bridging the gap. And so, I'm on the agenda for, kind of opening remarks and just sharing some brief thoughts. And I think it's really a continuation of what we talked about when I was there in March. We have so many, well, hopefully some of y'all got an opportunity to participate in 901 Day festivities somewhere across the city over this past weekend. It was very engaging, a lot of excitement all over the city. And, what I am working to do is see how we turn that energy and sustain it and turn it into action. Because we have so many people that have given up on Memphis. And that's just the reality. I'm just being blunt and candid around it. And I think that in order to change that dynamic, we need people who are willing to step up for Memphis. And that's what you all are doing. And the work that you guys do every day, regardless of what your job or your position is, there are so many people that are coming up behind you that can learn from you. Sometimes in life, we feel like we are not where we want to be, or that, we have fallen behind some of our friends that we may perceive to be doing better based on what we see on Instagram or, LinkedIn or whatever we're looking at. And I think it's important for you all to understand that there are so many people that are right behind you that would love to be in the shoes that you're in, and they want to learn how can they get there. And your conversation, your mentorship, your connection with them is what will sustain them in our city. It's what gives them hope that they can make it a little bit further in their careers, that they can take the entrepreneurial ideas that they have and turn them into a new company, a new business. And so I want you all to be inspired because you are not just the next generation, you are now. You all are the tastemakers. You're the ones that are creating the Memphis that we want the world to see. And so I just want you all to be inspired as you go into this next chapter with this initiative and any other initiatives that you bring on, because I need each and every one of you. I see a lot of names, can't see all the faces, but I see a lot of names on the attendee list that I know, and I know that you all are an incredible bunch of people. And so as mayor, we are aligned in wanting to push this city over the top. And I just want to, I feel like I'm a part of the same team as you guys, and we're all on the same mission. And so I want you all to feel like I'm working on your behalf, and I want to know anything I can do to help you all be successful in your endeavors as we move forward. And so I'll stop there, but and I'll listen in, and if anybody needs anything from me, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor and Ted. Like they said, we are the future generation. And so that's one thing about YPC is that our goal is to equip the next generation of Memphis leaders with the connections and knowledge they need to rise to roles to really lead our city forward. And so we are excited to introduce this new initiative to you that supports our goal of not only developing ourselves as leaders, but also developing the generations that come after us, because we know, as the mayor just stated, that our city's growth depends on us and the future. And so we must do our part to prepare the next generation of leaders, and I'm so excited about today. And so I'm proud to introduce to you now to the founders of STS Enterprise Corporation, which is Jeremy Calhoun and Alton Cryer. And to share a tidbit about these brothers, Jeremy has been serving on YPC for the last the YPC board for the last 5 years. And he's currently the vice chair of YPC. So really excited to have his leadership and vision and support for this group for really a great tenure. And then also too, Alton has been an active member of YPC since joining. And so I'm thrilled to see this effort to manifest and come to fruition as we team up to make Memphis greater. And so with that, I'll now pass the mic to you, Jeremy.
Jessica, thank you so much. Can you all hear me? Yeah, all right, cool. Man, thank you so much, man. Just very grateful again for the opportunity to be able to partner with the YPC and the Greater Memphis Chamber on an event like this. Alton and I, once we had a chance to hear the mayor's challenge to the YPC, there were a lot of conversations around how do we get involved? What can we do? And while the conversations were great, they were motivating. There were a time for us to reflect, a time for us to be innovative. Alton and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to act, right? That was the biggest piece. How do we act? And as we started doing some brainstorming, it made sense, right? It just made sense that, hey, what if we partner with the YPC and we already have a dynamic group of young individuals that have made a pledge to get back, to give back. What if we created a vehicle for them to be able to get involved in the lives of Memphis teenagers and youth? And for us, it was a no-brainer. And then to be able to present that opportunity to the chamber and for them to embrace it, it's an amazing feeling. So after I'm going to pass to you while I get ready to pull up the presentation, but very excited about today's opportunity.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And one, thank y'all so much for taking time. Like my brothers Jeremy said, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Mayor Young, Ted Townsend, Jessica, thank y'all so much. We're super excited for the collaboration. I'd say for all my attendees, you're going to hear from people who have gone through our program, who supported our program, and people who have graduated from our program as well. And so I think it's give you a roundabout experience about what STS is about, how you can plug in, and also seeing the impact of our city. we hear a lot of times there's a lot of stuff going on in the city, right? You know, and unfortunately a lot of times you don't get to hear about it. But here's an opportunity for you to hear about it. And not only for you to hear about it, for you to share it. And so we look forward to you listening in and listening and figuring out how can I plug in, how can I share, and how can I support. So thank you all.
So Alton, that's a great, segue for those who may not be familiar with STS Enterprise, right? Just to keep it very simple, we started this organization in 2012. And today we're an innovative leader in career and workforce development that focuses directly on teenagers and young adults. We are a preventive, proactive organization that's really looking to make sure that we can cultivate a future workforce in Memphis, and that starts with, what we believe is the most vital resource that we have in the city, which is its people, and particularly our teenagers and young adults. And for us, if you wanted to think about what STS is, our goal is to ensure that every individual has an opportunity to pursue a life that they can be proud of, right? When we sum it all up, our goal as an organization, especially that focuses on career and workforce readiness and workforce development, is to make sure that every individual has the opportunity to pursue a life that they're proud of. And when you think about that, our vision personally as a company and organization is to ensure that every individual can confidently pursue their dreams and live a purpose-filled life they can be proud of. Our organization, we're grounded in the belief that one cannot aspire to what they are unaware of. And we're committed to developing an innovative solution that exposes individuals to diverse opportunities and empower them to navigate their own unique paths to success. Right. And just to give you some brief stats about our impact. Since 2020, our students, both high school and college, have collectively earned over $5 million in earned income. We serve about 300 students annually. We serve about 300 students annually, and we work in all zip codes, right? We work in all zip codes. 100% of our students transition to a post-secondary opportunity, and 87% of our college students secure postgraduate employment. So it's some great work that we're doing, but we know that more work is needed, right? So Alton, you want to talk about the Bridging the Gap initiative?
Yeah, man. So one thing that we realize coming up as high school students and even college students, and specifically for me, I didn't know a FedEx or International Paper or AutoZone was headquartered here in Memphis, right? I knew about the hub, I knew about some of the other opportunities, but I didn't know what was actually here in our city. And not only even that, some of the people who, when I went to college, I didn't realize the opportunity that existed until they were pointed out to me. It's like I connected with them. I started having conversations about getting involved in the city or going and transitioning to a postgraduate opportunity. And so because we are examples, if you will, of individuals who needed someone to bridge the gap for us, we created an initiative that would bridge the gap between the professionals and also our young people. And so this initiative is designed to create meaningful connection between Memphis teenagers and young adults. So think about your 7th, 8th, 7th through 12th high school, middle school, high school students, and our young adults, which is our college students, with young professionals here in the city, offering them the invaluable access and exposure to diverse career paths within the city of Memphis, right? And so we all know that Memphis is made up of some large corporations in the city, but there are tons of small to mid-sized companies that are moving the mission forward and moving Memphis forward economically, right? So how do we get them, the young people, exposed to those opportunities and also build core relationships with individuals that are in those roles and can share with them about their experience, not as a professional, but also personal as well.
Yeah, no, Alton, and that's so key, and I want to just highlight real quick why this initiative exists, right? Just don't want to take a step back, but we believe that if we can truly get individuals engaged from a variety of career paths, that this can give individuals an opportunity to have access, resources, and give them a clear pathway for them to have meaningful careers. And, you know, for us, this initiative and this work is so vital to Memphis cultivating a diverse and skilled workforce that we believe that as this program continues to develop, or this initiative continues to develop, and we reach the goals that we believe we can reach, we believe that it'll propel Memphis forward, making it a city where all can live, work, and play. But Alton, we have some goals and objectives. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we you know, along with creating initiatives, you gotta have some goals and objectives we want to hit. And we're excited to present these to you all. And so the first, connect 100 professionals with teenagers and young adults in the Memphis community. From my understanding, I think the YPC has about 600 people in the database. We believe that's possible. Connecting 100 professionals with these students, with just 100 students, is game changing. We feel like we can do that. Next, go offer insight and experience to guide students to make informed career decisions, right? You know, as we talk to our students here in the city of Memphis, a lot of times the common theme is I want to help, right? But there's different ways to help other than social careers, right? There's ways that Transnetics, one of our partners, helps people, right? There's ways that the chamber have helped people. There's ways that AutoZone have helped people. There are ways that eBiz have helped people, right? And so we're trying to change the story and the narrative around what is helping people look like, and have our students be able to be exposed to what that looks like here in the city of Memphis. And so the next piece, connect Memphis youth with industry professionals for many conversations and hands-on experience, right? And I want to emphasize hands-on experiences, because a lot of times they don't get to see what it's like to be a professional, what we do daily, right? What's it like to work in the HR field? What's it like to work in the finance sector? What's it like to work in the real estate sector? What's it like to work in the IT sector? And so we want to give them, through collaboration, through partnerships, hands-on experience so they can see what it's like to operate in this space. And last but not least, bridge the gap between school and career, clarifying those pathways and next steps for interested students. So if we can find a way and work with our students to show that, hey, what you're learning in school right now is pertinent and it's important for your next phase of your journey, whether that be military, 2-year, 4-year, or going straight to the workforce. And so these are our goals and objectives for this initiative, and we believe that we can hit it with your support.
Yeah. And Alton, and one thing that you and I spoke about that was mind blowing for us is we did a poll with several high school students, several college students. And one thing that we saw was 70% of the students that we polled, they said that they had, for the career that they desire to go into, they had never met anyone personally one-on-one that's in their desired career field. So basically that told us that we have individuals and students that have dreams and desires to get into different career paths, but they really did not have the access to have a conversation, a one-on-one conversation with anybody in that field to give them some guidance. Because after you and I both know, and I know the individuals that'll serve on our panel today, we know there's going to be 2 or 3 questions that students ask when on how they make a lot of their career decisions. How long is it going to take? Is it hard? And how much money? Right. And while those are some important conversations, those can't be the only conversations that drive. And being able to have a conversation with someone who's doing what you're doing is a game changer. But after
I gotta highlight, I gotta highlight this story, bro. So I gotta give y'all this, man. We were having a call. We had to we host calls with students and professionals all the time. And so we had one with Douglas Scarborough and a student that was going to Howard. We had another one with a young man who went to Hamilton High School, and he wanted to be a politician. Right. We had a call with some young men about what it's like to be a young man in today's society. They were in high school, right? And he was like, and in that call, we found out that he had never met someone that was as a politician, right? He wanted to get in that field. And I'm like, man, we know so many people that's in that field, right? And we said, say no more. Let's connect you. We connected with Lamar London and JB Smiley, right? And had a call, and he had his questions already ready. We prepped him. It was a phenomenal call, right? JB Smiley gave some opportunities to engage in his platform. London Lamar gave him opportunities to work on her campaign as well if he desired to. And it's a beautiful story, but it's a heartbreaking story. He passed a couple weeks later. He passed a couple weeks later. So think about that. A young man who had never experienced an opportunity to be in a field that he wanted to go into. He got a chance to experience it. However, he passed. He had he had some heart problems and he passed a couple weeks later. And so if we think about this, it's not just about connecting a student with opportunities, but it's creating literally life-changing experiences or life important experiences that individuals can remember, right? And so I want to impart this story upon you, not to get you emotional, but just to think about this from a different perspective and more purposeful perspective, that every day is not promised. But the reality is we can do something purposeful every day in someone's life. And so I just wanted to reiterate this story. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate this story. Yep. So
Now, Alton, I know we're going to get ready to bring our panelists because, part of our goal here today is want to tell you about STS, tell you about the initiative, but also to let you hear from individuals that are already doing this work. I want to give you 4 perspectives, multiple perspectives on how you can get involved. But Alton, I know we had the young man that unfortunately passed, but we also had the young lady that met with Douglas Scarborough, right? Who wanted to be in economics. She just left her the American Economic Association. She just did a whole summer internship in Washington, D.C. at Howard University. That got her prepared for grad school. She had to do a research project. But all of that came from that connection with Douglas Scarborough. So that happened when she was a 12th grader. She's a junior now at the University of Memphis and one of the highlighting students in the economics department. So again, these opportunities to bridge the gap can really change a student's trajectory, and really give them that boost of confidence to continue to move forward in their career pursuits. But after let's get this panel going, man. We got some people who've been beside us, been working with us for years, that can share their perspective of why this work is needed. So if we can bring in one of our parents, Miss Irene Ford, one of our partners, and board chair, Christine Essery. We have one of our coaches, Gwendolyn Payne. And we also got some students that have graduated from the program. They've experienced the impact of STS, Miss Ashanti Bell and Mr. Michael Lester III. And then last but not least, after the panel, we're going to have a brief conversation with one of our partners, Mr. Courtney Richardson with Peer Power. But Alton, I know we have this dynamic group, right? We have this dynamic group with us, and thank you all so much for joining. Miss Irene, how you doing? We got you
I'm
first
doing
up.
wonderful. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much for giving me this opportunity to talk about STS and my experience as an STS parent. I had 2 daughters that had participated in the program. One of my daughters, she was in the program for 5 years, and she just recently graduated, and now she's a freshman at Boston College, full scholarship. And my other daughter, she's been in the program for 4 years, and she's a student at Overton High School. So hello, everyone.
hey.
So Al, do you want to take the question number 1 for Miss Irene?
Yeah, I love to. Man, so Miss Irene, for you, and you've had multiple kids in our program, and so we honor one and first and foremost for trusting us with your baby, right? Because you didn't have to, but you did. We appreciate you. And so for you, one of our questions we have for you, and I can pull it up here, trying to get it up now. My apologies. And so as a parent from STS, how have you seen your child's involvement with STS shape their confidence, what they aspire to do, even connections and relationships or overall development, both academically and professionally? Like, so how have you seen them be involved in STS kind of shape their experience in those areas?
I'm going to start off with my daughter that has been in the program for 5 years, that just recently graduated. She began to have a love for photography. And I remember her saying that she was talking to one of her coaches about her desire to take pictures, and she was taking a class at school, but she was a little unsure because, you know, she was having to step out of her comfort zone. And through STS, she was able to begin to take pictures of the events and things that STS had. So you all gave her an opportunity to do something that she normally probably would not have done. And from that, she began to take pictures at her school. And she became one of the school photographers for her class. And it has just really blossomed to the point that during the prom season, a lot of the kids did not have money to go to like a professional photographer. And so she would take their pictures and just ask them for a donation. And it was a blessing for those students, you know, and then it also helped her to build her portfolio. So I want to just thank STS for giving her that opportunity. My second daughter that's in the 11th grade, she really, really has, she was a little shy and kind of in her shell. But through the small groups, the coaching, she was like, Mom, I just feel so comfortable. This is a safe place. She enjoyed going to the University of Memphis, being part of the community of a college, because I didn't really think about it at the time to take her around different colleges because, you know, she was just at that time in the 8th grade. And so just her going out to the colleges, that you all have the meetings at the University of Memphis, and the coaches and the mentors. I remember one of her coaches, one of the first things they did when they met, they immediately decided to do what they call SMART goals. And so I remember her, you know, taking notes. They were meeting every week. They had a certain day that her mentor would call her, and they would talk for about 45 minutes, and she would let her talk. She would let her tell her about her day and the things that she experienced. And so that helped to build her community. That helped her to feel safe and to know that if there's something that maybe my mom doesn't know, I can ask my mentor. And her mentor was a professional. And that's another thing that I like about STS that was mentioned earlier. The coaches all have different backgrounds. Some are in real estate, some are in the corporate world, some are nurses, some are lawyers. There's just, and even teachers that can help. I remember when she was in algebra, she was really stressed out, and I called Alton. I said, Alton, she having a little difficult time in algebra. I don't know what to do. And so he said, you know what? We have a coach that teaches algebra. She's a math teacher. And we called her, and she explained everything that she needed to do. And they did some problems together, and she followed up back with her. And so it's things like that that really helps to bridge that gap. You know, as a parent, there's really no book like a parent manual. You know, it's trial and error. But when you can look to your community and they're able to pull in together and help the way that STS has helped our family, it's truly a blessing. I think about some of the events that you all have, and the kids get together and they have an opportunity to network and talk and to meet students that's outside of their community or at different schools. And then they become friends and they learn from each other. Some of my experiences as an adult or child is going to be different from what they experience. So they have someone, they have peers that they can talk to. They have their coaches and their mentors. It's truly a safe place. It's a safe environment. They enjoy coming to STS. Anytime on a Saturday morning, your children wake you up and say, Mama, it's time to go. We got to go to STS, and we have to be there at 10:30 in the morning. They wake me up. They're fully dressed and ready to go. And just over the Labor Day weekend, some of the girls that they have met through STS, they all got together and they were saying, when is the next STS meeting? They was asking the parents. And so we was looking at our calendar and they were saying, we can't wait. Even during the summertime, they were reaching out saying, when do we supposed to meet again for STS? When kids are asking to participate in things that are extracurricular activities or early in the morning and they're asking you, when can we go? When can we go? We want to do this. They have all these wonderful ideas. It lets you know something good is going on over there. And I want other people to know about this program. It is vital. It is important. And even after my children, my last pea in the pod graduates, I plan on continuing my volunteer service with STS because I see the value in it. I love the work that they're doing. They do not have to take the time out to pour into our children, but they pour in. And when I say pour in, they pour in 100% and some. So I'm not going to take up much time, but I just want to let you all know STS Enterprise is an awesome organization. Congratulations, young man. You have done a wonderful job. Thank you so much for being there for us parents, bridging the gap. It's so much that we can do. It's so much that the school can do. And you all are providing opportunities for our children. Oh my God, it is just a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you. So I told Jeremy,
Man,
don't cry, man.
man, look,
I'm like,
hey,
man, look, man. Thank you so much, Ms. Irene. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing us
yeah,
again to empower your ladies. You don't have to, but we
yeah.
are so grateful and honored. And also your support, your active support as a parent on the Parent Booster Club. Anything we need, the connections. We thank you so much. We appreciate you. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Look, man, I feel like my mom was telling me she was proud of me. Man. I
Oh,
almost had a moment on
come
here.
on, man.
Look, I'm happy my check got the back. You know, I'm gonna fall out. Man, but
Right,
look,
right.
hey, but Miss Irene, thank you so much. And I know we got another person that we want to definitely get their feedback from. This is a young lady that I've had a chance to work with for the last 4 years. So proud of her. I could write a book about this lady and her journey. She is definitely an example of what STS um, can produce. But I want to introduce Miss Ashanti Bell. Miss Ashanti, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Doing good. Now look, Miss Ashanti, can you tell just real quick? Can you tell them about your I guess tell them where you working at and when did you graduate and what school did you graduate from?
Yes, so I'm currently working at the Shelby County Health Department in sexual health. I'm a disease intervention specialist. I graduated in May. I've been a part of STS for 4 years. Yep.
Yeah. So y'all, like I said, I could have a whole book and story. You see, Coach Wynn, she over there, we having the same expressions because we know this story. This young lady's story is amazing. But Ashanti, real quick, because I know we from a time standpoint, we gotta be mindful of that. But if you didn't have STS supporting you, you know, during the crucial time, in your journey, do you think you'll still be where you are today?
If I didn't have STS supporting me, I honestly do not think I would be where I am now. So I always get emotional when I talk about this, but my 10th grade year in college, I was a nursing major. I didn't really like nursing. I really didn't want to do it, but my family pressured me to do it. And with STS, my mentors and Jeremy were always so supportive in finding out what your purpose is and using your resources. So they introduced to me this website called Truity. It's where you take your personality assessments, your career assessments, and you're able to who you are. So after I withdrew from nursing school, I honestly wanted to end college. Like I was done because I felt like I was being a disappointment to my family. But my mentors didn't shy away from me. Like they supported me. They're like, okay, yeah, you dropped out, but that's not the end. Like keep going, you know, use your resources, network, meet new people and figure out what it is that you want to do. And so from that point, I said, okay, you know, Jeremy told me, you know, I was crying. I came to him, I was crying. He said, you know, you're here. So you're showing up. So it's not the end. As long as you keep showing up and you keep applying yourself, opportunities are endless. You can always discover what your passion is. So I went through those Truity assessments and I started to figure out like, what kind of person am I? What do I want to do? And then, you know, as Ms. Ford said, we're paired with people who are in different professions. So people may know someone who works here or works there. But one important thing that really helped me was being paired with someone who also works at the Shelby County Health Department. So I'm sorry, I skipped over a lot, but I switched my major to healthcare administration. I really like it. And I got a job working in sexual health at the Shelby County Health Department. I really love it. I'm able to do a lot of investigation, and then I'm also able to work in the clinic and be with patients. So it's not nursing, but it fits me. And I think if I hadn't gone through Trudy and I hadn't spoke to my mentors, and another thing too, I'm sorry, I'm skipping around, but being able to learn like how to speak to people as well. That's what STS preps us with. So when we're paired with those professionals in our field, we're giving prep with how to ask them questions and how to assess what they do, and just knowing how to ask them the right things. That's what STS really prepared me for. So I think all of those steps and all those experiences really shaped me being where I am. I don't think I probably would have gone back, but honestly, when I dropped out of nursing school, I was ready to quit. I was ready to let that be the end right there. So I think STS has really just pulled me through and showed me that it's okay not to know what you want to do right then and there, but always be willing to learn more, use your resources, and speak to other people. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful for my mentors. I'm so grateful for you, Jeremy, you Alton. This program is amazing. I always recommend STS to anybody that I know. Like, there are a lot of good programs offered at the University of Memphis and other schools, but I promise you, there is no program that is better than STS. Like, the way that the mentors work with you is one-on-one. It's right in your face. It's just something that you really have no choice but to grow from. So I'm not gonna hold y'all up anymore. That's my experience, but thank you so much.
Look, look, man,
Hey,
see, you might get
Ashanti.
me emotional. Look, but I gotta say this. If you would have met Ashanti as a freshman, as a sophomore, as a junior, and to see her speak today with confidence, with assurance, like it used to be time where Ashanti would talk and she'll cry. She'd be talking and crying at the same time. We give her tissue, we gonna get through this thing. But this young lady, I'm so proud of her. And she got her job before she graduated. That's the goal. She secured her job before graduation. So while everybody, some people may be trying to figure out, what am I gonna do before I graduate? For Ashanti, it was a breeze. She knew it. She knew her salary. She knew she was working in Memphis. She had a job. She was ready to confidently transition into the workforce, which now allows her to work, live and play. I be saying, look, she living her life now in Memphis. She living that Memphis life now, and just so proud of her. So proud of her.
And she can sing
But
too,
Alex,
yeah.
I know
We ain't gonna put on blast. She can sing too.
Oh yeah,
We ain't
she
gonna put
can
on
sing.
blast though.
So after you want to move to our next panel.
Thank you, Ashanti. Yes, man. So next gonna have Michael Lester. Michael Lester, man, is our guy. He graduated from the Strive program, which is the high school program. But Michael took a different route, y'all. He went into the workforce instead of going to a 2-year, 4-year, and actually works at MSGNW. And I'll kind of let him tell you kind of where he is at MSGNW. Because I think Mike, you may be 22, 23. I'll maybe give you 25. Okay. I short you a few years. And so Mike, if you could just tell us your background and kind of where you are in your professional development. But also, man, the question that I have for you is, what skills or lessons have you learned from being in STS that have helped your journey as a young man, as a father, what skills have you learned from STS in your journey?
But first, y'all, what's up, y'all? My name Mike, and I was in SES like in high school, like what 10th, 11th grade. So I ain't really had no guidance, so I met them folks really on accident. I met SES on accident. My partner was at a little field, and they saw Jeremy, and Jeremy put him on, and he came back to the house and told me, and we went to the first little meeting, and it just been on since then. So fast forward to my 12th grade year, I had a little boy on the way, and I was a little lost. Like, I ain't really know what I was gonna do. I probably wouldn't even put no thought into it. So they gave me an internship at MSGW, my 10th grade going to my 11th grade year. I ain't really want to do it, but I was doing it because we could dress up. So I was doing it, and not knowing that 2 years later it was gonna help me, because I had the supervisor who I was internship with. He told me when I'm about to graduate, let him know. So me and Jeremy reached back out to him, and then they put me in the class. I graduated at May of 2017. I was in class for like 4 weeks, And then I had my little boy. And then 2 months later, when I turned 18, I got hired full time. And I've been working for MSNW since I graduated high school. But if it really weren't for STS, I probably wouldn't know what I'd be doing. I'd probably still be in the hood, chilling, not caring about nothing. So STS really changed my life. They stepped in when I ain't really had no guidance. And I found these folks on accident, like it wasn't even on purpose. I wasn't looking. So if you really want for Jeremy out and them, I wouldn't have been able to provide for my kid. I got 2 kids now, the one I had in high school and the 3-year-old. But if it weren't for them to plant that little seed in my head, even when I wasn't taking them serious, man, it blowed up now. So now I think I got hired. I was like the youngest. They got hired at MSGW like at 17, but I had to start when I turned 18. And then I made operator like 2 years after that. So I've been here 7 years now. But if it weren't for them, man, I wouldn't be knowing where I'd be doing or how I'd be making money or provide. So man, it's here changed my life though for sure. I
Appreciate
got
that.
them.
We call. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I got them tatted on me, so you know it's
Oh
real.
man, let me know it's real, man. Let me know it's
Yeah,
real,
for
man.
real.
So I met Mike, and we appreciate you, man. And I gotta give him some more flowers, man. Mike bought his own house for his kids. He
Yeah.
bought his own house for his kids. He bought his own house
Yeah.
for his kids, right? So if you think about the talking about life changing, these are opportunities, and man, but we appreciate you, man, for taking on information and applying it and being Feezy. Like we call him Feezy, y'all. It's his nickname, but being Mike all the way through and through. But now as a supervisor in his role at MSGW. So congratulations,
Yeah.
brother, man. Thank you so much for rocking with us.
Yeah, and I can't leave without saying this. He the highest earner in his family.
Yeah, for
Like
sure. On road license.
look, change the trajectory of his family's of his family. And it's a beautiful story. So we got man, more stories that I know we kind of short on time, so I know we gotta definitely don't want to rush through these last two, but I do know we gotta start transitioning. So I do want to highlight Christine. Christine works at Transnetics. They are a 3-tier partner of ours. So they give in kind, they give financially, and they provide experiences for our students. So Christine, I just want to ask you, can you just share a few words about the impact of STS and how does Transnetics view this partnership, and why is this so important for Transnetics to continue to partner with us, not just one way, not just 2 ways, but in every way possible to make sure that we are able to push the mission forward.
Well, I don't know how you follow the stories and the sharing that we had from not only Irene as like Parent of the Year, by the way, really allowing us the privilege to work with your daughters. And then Ashanti and Mike, I mean, thank you both for trusting us, allowing us to come in and come alongside you and support you. In short, Transnetics is, I mean, really what we look at is the benefit that we're getting, truthfully. I mean, is that too bold? We get the privilege of meeting some of the brightest, strongest talent and diverse talent in Memphis. We don't have to look outside of Memphis for the folks that we need for positions right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And so one of the reasons that we value this partnership so much is because the work that Alton and Jeremy specifically have done, but all the coaches, Coach Wynn, the parents and everyone involved, all the coaches have really looked to set our students up for success. And so quick story, we met a young woman several years ago, probably 5 at this point, and she blew us away in one of the programs that we created because of STS coming in-house. We created a day in the life program here at Transnetics, which really focuses on those 4 E's. The 4E model, if you haven't heard about it, you should check it out online at stsenterprise.org because you can learn more about it. But exposure is key. And so what we knew is bringing students in our house and allowing them to be exposed to the folks who are in jobs that they may have never even heard of is really critical for them at this stage in their life. And so we met this young woman, Amaria, and she asked incredible questions. She shook hands and asked for the business card of our CEO, said that one day, she was looking out for his job. And it was bold, confident, but yet still really impressive with humility of asking questions just to sit and learn. And so we had her back for a visit. She was able to come to us a couple of years later, actually, for an externship, was hired full-time. So when I look at opportunities like that for economic mobility for our students here in the Memphis community, that's an area that we are just very proud to be able to partner with STS in that way. Obviously, I could talk all day about a bunch of other stories. But I mean, in summary, when we look at the opportunity to partner in those three ways, the sky's the limit, and you can just look at which ways work best for you and your company at this time and just get started. Thank y'all.
Let's go. Thank you, Christine.
Of course. Thanks.
Thank you, Christine.
Appreciate you. Man, last but not least,
Yes.
I don't want to zoom past. So it's important about relationships. We met Christine 11 years ago, met us in college, right? And just staying in contact, been an awesome spirit. Bob Bean over there, like the relationships over time. And it takes time. So for those who are on the call right now, you may say, man, I don't have the time right now. We're going to stay in contact, right? We're going to be available. And our thing is we learn, think big, start small, act now, right? We may not be able to do something today, but over time, what can we do together? What can we create? What can we produce? So, Christine, thank you so much for always being in contact, always being ready and available to support us, but also just and overall the Memphis community. And so, here we go. All right. And so, last but not least, Coach Wynn. Coach Wynn is also one of those people who knew us in college when we were just broke, busted, and disgusted, but trying to live for STS and trying to make an impact in our city. Just young, energetic, wanting to get in contact. Met her at the Memphis Urban League event. And so, Wynn, thank you so much for all these years of staying in contact with us and also supporting STS. And so, our question to you, reflecting on your time and coaching with STS, what are some of the most rewarding things and aspect about coaching that you've experienced, and how has it influenced or changed the way you handle coaching or mentorship?
Well, thank you so very much, Alton and Jeremy. I'm super excited. And like Christine said, after everything that I've heard, of course, if you haven't seen me on screen yet, I'm very, I have a lot of expression. And so I get excited about the things that I hear. And so to answer the first part of that question, for me, it's very simple. I get the opportunity to leave a legacy of impact. That's what I get to do as a coach with STS. It's not necessarily that I have the finances all the time to give towards different efforts, but because I make the time to give of my knowledge, of experiences, that becomes the reward for me. That long after I'm gone, the legacy of impact is that I sowed into somebody else. And every time I encounter any of these students, I get a chance to leave that impact of the path that I've already gone through. And what I was going to say is just a couple of things that has helped me throughout the coaching process. It's been really understanding that empathy is currency. In that, as I've learned, the more that I'm able to listen, hear, and understand how that person, whoever that individual is feeling about a particular thing or a particular experience or where they are at that time, it actually gives me currency with them that they can actually now feel comfortable enough to share things with me, to be transparent, to be vulnerable. And when I got a chance to first start coming out of COVID with the STS program, of course, I've been connected with y'all in some shape, form, or fashion, but actually getting a chance to serve. One of the major things that stood out for me in the pandemic was just listen, hear what they're saying, and ask questions to get a better understanding. So how is that translated to what I do? I work in human resources. As a leader, and even as I mentor indirectly or directly, I use that empathy. I start with the empathy. People may think it's strange, but literally when you pass by somebody in the hallway or cross someone's path and you say good morning, or you say good afternoon, or you say hello, how are you? Literally waiting to hear what their response is could get you so much currency with that individual. And it may sound very simple, but as a leader, when I noticed, I started utilizing that. And then I just have energy. I'm excited about things. And where at a time when I was much younger, where it may not have seemed to be embraced, I recognize that that is part of my superpower, the energy piece of it. So when I interact with the PMs, our professionals in the making, or our students overall, I want to make sure I bring that to the table because there's some things that they may be dealing with that I'm not necessarily confident about the decisions I'm trying to make. What I don't want to do as a coach is dampen that. I want to be truthful. I want to be honest, but I also want to let them know that I'm excited for the fact that you are creating a future in your mind and you're just bouncing it off me just to get the feel of it. So it's been so rewarding as a coach to know that it's not always the money that I spend. Although, let's get real here, funding is needed to do the work. Some people have the funding, they may not necessarily have the time. What I would say to that person is that your money, your seed sown is in good soil. STS is good soil. Everything you've heard, this is good soil. If you don't have 2 hours, 3 hours, do you have the ability to give advisement to the STS staff on their different programs? There's something that you have as an individual, as a professional, from your life experiences that can leave a legacy of impact. So that, I hope I answered these questions, but that is what I would answer in your.
Yeah, no doubt. No, that's on point. Thank you so much for speaking towards it. And thank you for your support of STS. Thank you for support of us. And I think, man, Wendelin is one of like if you see Wendelin, there are so many other coaches that are just as passionate and willing to give back to our students as well. So, man, thank you so much for being a representation of our coaches here at STS. So appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
All right,
guys.
Jeremy.
Great job.
All right, now. All
Yeah.
right, Win.
Yeah, so now, Coach Wynn, thank you so much again. Do want to take this last time to talk to one of our good partners. And I really admire this brother, brother Courtney Richardson with Peer Power. Real quick, just want to talk a little bit about, our work, because again, this program or this initiative is called Bridging the Gap. And why STS, we want you to definitely bridge the gap with us. There are other great programs in this city like Peer Power where you can bridge that gap. And I know, man, brother Courtney, how you doing?
I'm dynamic. How are you?
Man, look, I couldn't be better.
Awesome. I feel like
God,
I've been baptized in the STS water, and it's all right with me.
look, hey, man, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. The one thing I love about Courtney, and I'm gonna be transparent on this call, man. Courtney, he called me one day and challenged me as a leader, as a man, as a community leader in this city. We had a great conversation. And from that day forward, the conversation was basically, you guys are doing some great work. We're doing some great work. We're not leaving here until we find a way, until we partner. And that was basically the gist of the conversation. And from that day forward, we've been linked. We've been linked at the hip. And Courtney, I just want to give you some time, man, just to talk about, Peer Power. But then I'll wrap it up with some of the things that we're doing to partner as well. But man, let them know about the great work y'all doing over there at Peer Power.
I'm gonna be as succinct as I can because I know we're short on time. Number one, Peer Power, our mission is to provide high quality life enhancing tutoring and mentoring services that ensure personal, partner, and provider success. All that means is success is what's important. And that looks different no matter if it's an individual student, if it is a partnering organization, or if it is the provider, Peer Power, or even partnering providers. We want to make sure that success happens. I've heard you say that it's about empowering young people. And so that's what we're going to do. We hear oftentimes in our city about great programs. We also hear things like we don't partner well, we don't collaborate well. Collaboration can be a challenge, particularly when you have folks who are passionate about their things. but collaboration is necessary in this hour and at this time, which is why the three of us who are on the call, we've made it our business to make sure that we have a cadence of meetings that will ensure that we can come together and collaborate, because it is through collaboration that we're able to do more faster. We're able to also scale quicker. And so when we can scale quicker, that means we can get closer to that 100 goal that we have of making sure that there are 100 students and 100 business folks who are linked to being able to bridge the gap. And so that's what we want to do. And we've done that a few ways already with STS. There's an earn and learn program where we were able to partner with them to make sure that young people can not only have experiences that are job shadowing and work experience, but they could be paid while they get those experiences. I think that's one of the things that we talk about, is we talk about how these young folks need to get off the street. These young folks need to get a job. And we also recognize that these young people need to be exposed to opportunities. Well, sometimes exposure is their job, right? Some of our students don't have the luxury of having parents who have the network that's necessary for the young people to get work. We hear those things, network to get work. Well, our young people don't have, many of our young people in the city don't have that network, but they also have to go work a job. So we have to ask the question, do we want them to go flip hamburgers and sacrifice the network and get in the do loop of just working a job where there will be no upper economic mobility for them? Or do we want to provide opportunities where they can get the exposure, they can increase or enhance their network, which will then give them the opportunity to do like the young man, I wish I remember his nickname because I love nicknames around here.
Easy.
But Michael, Feezy.
Easy.
So that
Yep.
Feezy, we need more young people to be like Feezy, who's going to be the highest earners in their families, literally breaking the cycle, the generational cycle of poverty. And so we want to make sure that when we're giving young people these exposure opportunities in the summer, that they're able to make money, and they don't have to choose between going to make money quick, because we do know in this city you can make money quick. And so what we've been able to do with STS is we've been able to come together through the Earn and Learn program and make sure that young people can be paid while they're getting exposure. ACT Prep, we believe that collaboration helps us not have to duplicate services. There are things that STS does that Peer Power does not do. There are things that Peer Power does that STS does not do. And so the ACT Prep opportunity gives us the opportunity to partner in making sure that young people are prepared for what their next steps are. And the last thing I'll say is that those are two opportunities that where we've come together to collaborate, but our commitment is that we're going to keep this going. There's going to be collaboration. Collaboration is not just sharing of ideas and altering ideas, but it is also sharing resources. And so I'm excited to partner with you all, excited to help bridge the gap. I think we'll be able to look at this on the 3rd of September in 2025 and say, look at what we've done together. Shout out to all of our partners over there at the Chamber as well. Thank you, Jeremy and Alton.
Now, Courtney, man, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to partner with you. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. You said something. We found out that 80% of our students are working while they're in school. And what we truly found out is that students are working to survive, not to learn. And that is so key. Our students in Memphis are typically working to survive and not to learn. And we believe that, you talked about the Earn and Learn program. One of the students that had the opportunity to get an internship through the Earn and Learn program, he now just accepted his position at FedEx as a auditor. And he's moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this Friday. But that student had an opportunity where he had the chance to choose to learn versus to survive through that internship. And that's what it's all about. So Courtney, thank you so much for your support, for your partnership, and for being a leader that holds other leaders accountable. Alton and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you both.
So we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. You see some questions on the screen. You should see a poll question. You can take a few minutes to look at those questions. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. But there are a few ways you can get involved, right? Here are some of our most pressing needs, right? Hopefully something was said that resonated with you, that tugged at your heart, that made you say, hey, how do I help bridge the gap? And we'll tell you more about it, but leadership coaches need individuals to come in and walk side by side and partner with our young people. We have opportunities where if you can give an hour or two as facilitators or speakers, going into our classrooms, going into our community, serving on panels. We have those opportunities. Or even an opportunity as a career coach where you can sit down with the student and tell them about your career, just exposing them to the work that you do on a day-to-day basis. Those are some of the areas that we need and we definitely would love to get you involved. And what we say is that there's a seat on this bus for everybody. We just got to figure out the right seat. So whether you have 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 8 hours, or 10 hours, there's a seat on this bus with STS for you. And our goal is to find out what seat is most appropriate for you. But our call to action, again, we've talked a lot, we've done a lot, you've heard from a lot of individuals. Our call to action is, hey, today, make a pledge, right, to commit at least 4 hours annually. 4 hours annually. That's 4 hours out of 365 days in a year, right? Make a pledge so that we can be proactive in getting individuals like yourselves into our community. Next, we want you to tell a friend or colleague about your pledge. Let them know, show them that you're excited about it, that you're going to be part of transition the workforce here in Memphis, Tennessee. And then challenge them to join you in bridging the gap. And then after that, if you have any questions, please always feel free to schedule some time if you have any additional questions or ideas. We know that we don't have everything, we don't have all the ideas. You may have some ideas that may take us to the next level. We want to hear those ideas from you. So that is our call to action again. Commit 4 hours annually. Tell a friend. Challenge them to join you in that experience and connect with us. I do want to make time. We have our Q&A. I know we're a little bit over time. I do know, Jessica, do we have any questions?
I think Alton already responded to one. It was how to get involved. I think that was the biggest question of the day. How do we get this thing kicked off? So thank you.
Right.
There you go. There's the next slide.
Yeah, so if that's your question, one, you can scan this QR code and take it to our next info session. Our goal is we're going to follow up with you via email. And we're going to encourage you to attend one of our info sessions. There we'll tell you about all the ways you can get involved. From there, we'll add you to a list that'll help you identify your opportunity, whether it's something on a consistent basis or ad hoc. We'll find the best seat for you to serve, and we'll get you signed up, and you'll get an email about upcoming opportunities. And then last but not least, once you have that experience, share it with a friend to let them know, man, just how impactful but also easy it was to serve and give back to our young people. So, hey, that's our time. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, I want to thank Mayor Young for giving us the challenge that started the conversation. I want to thank Ted Townsend and Jessica in the chamber for not only embracing our desire to respond, but also for saying, hey, we're willing to be a willing partner with you all. And then, of course, for each and every one of you that's going to make that pledge to join us in this journey of bridging the gap so our young people can have the access and the resources they need to live a life they can be proud of. After I'll let you in with final words.
Here we go. Yes, yeah, I'm trying to get off mute. Sorry about that. Nah, man, thank you all so much. I really hope you all were, if you don't get involved, I hope you just inspired. I just hope
Yeah.
you were inspired to do something purposeful. But we love for you all to get engaged in the work that we're doing. Again, I do the kudos. I mean, ditto to as my brother Jeremy said, Mayor Paul Young, Ted Townsend, Jessica, Miss Lee in the background helping get everything set up. We greatly appreciate. Yeah, greatly appreciate all of our panelists. Thank y'all so much for being continuous supporters of STS and also people who give to STS and a part of STS. of the STS family. So we're excited for anybody who wants to get back. If you want to have a personal conversation with Jeremy or I, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to have a conversation, love to sit down. If you feel in your heart like, man, I just don't have the time right now, let's connect and figure out a way down the road. What does that look like? And so we thank you so much for your taking time out of your day to listen to the work that we're doing here in the city of Memphis. Thank you.
And one more thing, Allison, we have a question. Will there be more times added for the scheduling for the event tomorrow?
Yes, we'll get some additional times added. We typically meet once a month, but we'll definitely get for as a follow-up for this event, we'll add a few more days.
Yep.
For the month of September.
Awesome. All right. And since you all are YPC members, you all will get informed about how you can get more involved with STS and bridging the gap. So thank you so much for you all for joining today and for signing up and taking the commitment to make Memphis greater by reaching back and helping someone get up the chain as well. And so I think this concludes our event today. So you all please sign up to be a mentor, coach. You can get in where you fit in. Like Jeremy said, there's room for you in some capacity. Let's just figure out how we can make a difference. So thank you all, and hope you all have a great rest of the week, the month, and the day. And let's go make Memphis greater. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.